City officers, and the other board members are Doug Schaefer, Clayton Sexton, Bill Deppie, Harvey Zabel, and the 9th board member is Reed Egger, who couldn't make it tonight. So this has been your board for 1997. Thank you. And boy, do I crack the whip with these guys, let me tell ya.
I can show you the scars on my back, too.
Guess who's going off the board this year? I wanted to find out who came the longest distance. I know we have people from Missouri and Minnesota. Anybody come 500 miles? No? 400? Ah. Oh, there's somebody from Illinois who came 400 miles. Do you want to, Thomas Lutkemeyer from Belleville, Illinois, right? Okay. And Harlan Thompson and Larry Mossbaugh from Indiana. And if you two gentlemen would stand up. These two gentlemen were kind enough to volunteer when I requested somebody in the newsletter to help with the Farm Progress Show in Indiana. And these are the gentlemen who are going to coordinate the tractors at the Farm Progress Show in September. So I want to thank you very much. Do we have any birthdays or anniversaries? Besides Phyllis Byerly. That are close today, tomorrow?
Yesterday.
Oh, Charlie's was yesterday. Oh. Happy birthday, Charlie Felgar. I don't know. How old is Charlie? His son is telling. And Phyllis Byerly's is Monday, I think. Any anniversaries or? What? Same age as Charlie. I wanted to let everybody know, last year, I don't know if you remember the discussion on that we were going to purchase a trailer. I wanted to let you know that we did buy one. I was hoping that we could have it here tonight and everybody could see it, but it didn't come in. We got a 7x14, 6.5 foot high trailer. And we're going to have lettering put on it, the Alice Connection and the AC logos. And we have some volunteers who are going to put shelving and make tables and for the inside cabinets. And Armand DeYoung and Mark Krause and Bill Deppie are going to be building, customizing the inside of the trailer. This way we can have all of the shirts and all this merchandise we sell in the trailer instead of in our basement. So then we can walk around a little bit more. I'm sure that all of you knew that we were going to put a cookbook together, and Phyllis Potter, who is our cookbook chairperson, would like to give you a little report on our cookbook.
I want to thank everybody for such a wonderful response to this. We got almost 400 recipes. Dean Byerly did our cover illustrations, and they are neat. The very cover of the cookbook is a bee tractor standing up on its hind wheels. It has an apron on it. It is holding like a wooden fork and spoon. It's got a chef's hat on it with the AC diamond on it. It is just darling. I also have one recipe here that was sent to me, which I love. Dwayne Christensen sent it to me, and it's a recipe for AC stew, and I just had to read it to you guys tonight. You take one WD-45, well used, salt and pepper to taste, a dark gravy, and optional is 2 small John Deeres. You cut this WD tractor into bite-sized pieces. This takes about 4 months. You cover with the gravy and you cook over a kerosene fire about 4 weeks at 1,486 degrees. This will serve 3,800 people. But if you're expecting more, then you can add the 2 John Deeres. But do this only if necessary, as most AC people do not like antlers in their stew. Cheryl seems to think I should tell you guys who was all on my committee. I had Sherry Dornbush, Cheryl Book, she's from Byron, Illinois, Sue Bisker from Davis, Illinois, Morella Hoffman from Dubuque, Iowa, and Cheryl Deppie was always at our meetings and stuff to keep us on the right track. Thank you.
Thanks, Phyllis. And we named the cookbook Cooking with Alice. A-L-L-I-S, of course. Right now, we're going to, Bill Deppie's going to do the, yes, you are. Is going to do the year in review. We went to a lot of shows last year. More director shows than I ever dreamed I would be going to. And Bill's going to tell you a little bit about what we did and where we went.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Well, the year started out even more than what I anticipated. I guess I didn't totally realize Cheryl taking on this responsibility as president and stuff would entail. Of course, that is representing the club. We started the year off going up to LeSueur, Minnesota. And they had a big swap meet stuff up there, and I took a few pieces along and things too. But that's where we kind of initially, I believe, started representing the club of providing memberships and getting some exposure and stuff. And from there, we went to Waukee in May, and I think we drew a lot of attention and support. And we signed up a lot of people then too, but I can't, at the time, getting so involved in it, we weren't quite thinking that, well, we should be keeping some degree of documentation here, so we kind of see what this was giving us for response and so on. But the main thing is we were getting more and more exposure as we went on. Then in June, of course, we had our show, and we had about, I think, approximately 75 tractors show up this year, plus a lot of implements, and that includes lawn and garden tractors and try to do what demonstrations we could. Of course, we were located in a new location at Homestead, and had very good response back from that. From there, in June, we went to, I think it was about a week or so later, we went to the Sandwich Show, and we were asked to assist with that. And we kind of estimated, I think there was about 60 tractors or so that showed up there, and then they had an auction afterwards, and it was kind of interesting. If I remember right, I think there was a WC there with full steel, decent looking tractor, ran and things too, and it brought less than $1,000, and I'm kind of sitting there thinking, wish my allowance was a little greater. And in July, we went on to the Ageless Iron Show, and I think we figured there's a good 80 tractors or so there, plus some implements and things. That was like almost going to a show in February at times. That was raw the first day or so, windy and things. Then in July, we went up to the Orange Spectacular that's hosted by Edwin and Larry Carr, and they allowed us to sit up there and sell memberships and things like this, and some of our memorabilia and books and so on. And in August, we were asked to help represent Dallas tractors and things at Antique Acres at Cedar Falls. And Dave Butcher was, I want to give some credit here, Dave Butcher helped ramrod that show and getting it organized and stuff. I must say at our show, Harmon DeYoung who put our show together there, was kind of the grounds manager. But at Antique Acres, we had about good 80 tractors, and we're guessing over 25 implements show up there. Had wonderful representation there. And I think we displayed it nice and everything. It seemed like we received a lot of compliments and things for that. And in September, we went to Center Hall, Pennsylvania, to the Gathering of the Orange. And very impressive show. Those people out there really got involved. If we remember right, some of the figures was about 325 tractors that showed up there. And they were shooting for 40, but they had 39 Gs lined up in the front row. And really quite interesting to see pictures and books and stuff with some of the implements and things that go with this G. But they almost had it all there. They had one G there with the blade underneath of it, as I recall. And I never even realized that existed. From there then we toured Ontario, and we seen a man's boneyard up there. It wasn't a show for everybody, but it was a nice show for me. Yeah, that's right, that was Cheryl's birthday treat. And I bought her a birthday present too, an unstyled WF. I don't know who's more proud. And in September, we went to the Farm Progress Show in Seneca, Illinois. And Chuck and Sherry Dornbush helped organize that. We had about 15 tractors to show were represented there. And once again, we met a lot of people, signed up a lot of people. And in summation, I think it really helped our treasury. We were able to purchase this trailer, and we're going to start out pretty well in the black for this coming year. One more thing, Vern Ratcliffe and his wife Viola went to the Gathering of the Orange in Kansas and another show in Arkansas, and they took a number of books and things that our club usually sells, and every dollar helped, and I don't recall what the figure was involved there, but definitely worth the coverage that we got. Also up at Mabel, Minnesota, Jim Palmer family kind of helped sell some stuff there for us too. Once again, our club just got that much more exposure around the country, and just kind of fascinating and interesting, the people that call from all around the country, not just because of my business or anything too, but just when the mail comes, I'm going to put out a bigger mailbox, I guess, but getting to be half the mail is addressed to the Alice Connection. So that kind of summarizes how we covered this past summer. And like I said, met a lot of people, I think Orange people are kind of some of the best people to associate with. And I agree with the rest of that little story there. I don't like antlers in my city. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Right now, before we have our speaker, we're going to do our voting for Board of Directors. Norm Beauchart is going to orchestrate this. Does everybody who is a paid member have a ballot? No, you don't. Do we have some, Joyce, are there some, if you could raise your hand if you don't have any? Are they out in on the registration desk? Now you're going to vote for 3 board members. We're going to, the board members who will be going off this year are Reed Egger is resigning. Bill Deppie will be going off the board. And Harvey Zabel is off, but he's back on the ballot. He was on for 1 year in place of Kelly Leeds last year. So his year was over, and now he decided to go back onto the ballot.
Can you have them stand or introduce themselves or something?
Right, yeah, Norm's going to come up and handle it. Does everybody have a ballot so far? Oh, here. Joyce, there's a couple up here. Yes, you vote for 3. And now, does everybody have a ballot? Yeah, there's 1 per family. And this is Norm Beauchart, who will introduce the candidates for you.
Before I do that, I've got some tellers to help me. My wife, Irma Dean, John Walker. Now, I did this in a hurry. I think his wife's supposed to help too, if he's got a wife here. And then there's Glenn Bradfield and Wayne Bradfield. The candidates are David Butcher from Charles City, Iowa. I'd like to have you come up front here where everybody can get a good look at you. Dave isn't here? Okay. Armand Young, Cedar Rapids. Chuck Dornbush, Albany, Illinois. Ed Rubenkamp, Iowa City, Iowa. Francis Vander Linden, New Sharon, Iowa. And Harvey Zabel, Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. Okay. Well, I guess, you want them to stand here while we vote for them? Oh yeah, we're supposed to take nominations from the floor. Is there any nominations from the floor?
She wants to have them turn around.
Who wants that? Is there any nominations from the floor?
I move nomination 6.
Do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, they told me when we vote here that because I'm running this, I can't vote. I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad. We don't know which one to vote for. I think they're all pretty good. So if you'll vote now, and could you pass your ballots that way after you voted? We'll let you guys sit down now. I think everybody got to get that with you. I guess we forgot to ask if everybody had a pencil. That would be bad.
Mark it with your fingernail in iced tea.
We'll pick them up in the center aisle. Ask some of the tellers to start picking them up there in the center aisle as they get there.
Looks like we stuff in the box.
Has everybody turned in their ballot? While they're counting the ballots, those of you who were here last year, if you remember, there was a little sting group that I did. We had numbers, I think, under the chairs, and I called a certain number, and all those gentlemen came up to the front and weren't quite sure what was going on, and we passed out an orange pen to all of them. And then I told them that that orange pen was so they could write a story for me in the newsletter for the next year. And with stunned looks, they all turned around. I said, if you all turn in your stories, I'll give you a prize the next meeting. So we had 9 gentlemen up here, and I got 8 stories. So I would like to call them up so they can get their little prize that I came up with for them. John Camera, come up. Jim Palmer was one, he's not here. David Davies, I don't think he's here.
Yes, he is.
Oh, he is. I didn't even see you. Mark Kraus. Richard Hoffman was one, he is not here. John Mihalovich is not here. Larry Holmes. And Laverne Meisel is not here. So we only have about half of our group. And I promise not another orange pen. It's a line drawing of a WD-45 framed. Thank you very much. Some of the stories are in your newsletter that you have, that you received tonight. Just to let you know that we had 4 couples who frantically put those newsletters together last night. We did 700 of them. And thanks to Doug and Becky Schaefer, Armin and Darlene DeYoung, and Chuck and Jerry Dornbush, who came over to our house. They all have to drive, I'd say, over an hour to get to our house in Maquoketa. We all got all 700 put together last night. So. They're getting to be old hands at it. There's a few show announcements. People here who would like to talk about shows that are going to be in their area. If they would like to come up at this time and talk about the shows, Arland, I know, and Jerry Weinheimer, where'd he go?
I know he's sitting
Oh,
there
there he
back
is.
over
Okay. Oh, and before I forget, while you guys are you can come on up and with anybody else have any shows in your area that you'd like to tell everybody about? We're going to raffle off or give away a WC tractor, full-size tractor restored at our 1998 show in June. And we have the raffle tickets over here for those. We're going to be giving away an AGCO pedal tractor, and we have the raffle tickets for those. And Jerry Weinheimer donated this little Model 110 front unload manure spreader that he custom built, and we have raffle tickets for that, and they're $1. And he also said he brought some along in case anybody would like to buy one. He's also said, oh. He only has 4, and so you can either pay full price for one or buy a $1 raffle ticket for and try to win it. And we want to thank Jerry for donating that.
This helps. You won't have to listen to me up here much longer. Things are going to happen pretty fast the next few months, I think. This will all be over. I was thinking this afternoon on the way down here, seldom do my wife and I go anywhere that both of us don't go. And it was a kind of lonesome trip down here, and it will be going home. She had surgery earlier in the week and planned to be here this evening. As of last night, our friends, the Meisels, were coming along, and they bowed out this morning, scared of the weather. We were going to ride in their four-wheel drive Blazer, and that didn't materialize, so I told her, I said, I'm going to take the old four-wheel drive Chevy. She said, well, you go right ahead. That ride's too rough for me. I'm a little sore yet, so she's not here. It's the first time she's missed one of these, and I got to thinking, I guess we've made every show and every banquet, and it's the first time that either one of us have missed. So, just wanted to remind you that you all are cordially invited to attend the Gathering of the Orange West 1998. It will be held up at the Mid-Iowa Antique Power Showgrounds, 8 miles west of Marshalltown, July 31st, August 1st, and 2nd. We would encourage anyone to bring anything that they'd like to exhibit. There's been possibly some misconception in a few cases that being we were doing this total and complete lineup of tractors that we didn't care to have anybody bring anything else, and that's totally an error. Everything and anything is welcome, and certainly feel free to bring it, and we would appreciate it. We did set out early on to establish a full lineup of tractors, one of every agricultural model, from 1914, being the first year they built any, to 1985, December 6th, I believe, when the last tractor rolled off the line. That last tractor should complete our line. That's our plans. And we'll have the U.S. production as well as the foreign production that was marketed in this country. It'll be in sequence from the earliest to the latest. We, since I may have talked to you last, have fully finalized our plans about the combines and the balers. We'll have one of every all-crop harvester, and that is a little 40, 3 versions of the 60, the real early one with the goofy unloading system and the round top. Then a 1944 model, and then a 60A, a 66, 72, 90, and a Super 100. They will all go to the field each day and demonstrate at a specified time, weather permitting. The little 40 with a B leading the way, and then right on up through the series, one right behind the other. Then we went a little farther on this rotobaler thing. We have what I feel is a total lineup of rotobalers. Be the Lubin baler that's fully restored, one of those original 25 that they had. Then we'll go to an early production Ellis-Chalmers baler with the aluminum pickup. Move on up through a 1954 model, which incorporated quite a few changes by then. I've got them kind of listed here. It's kind of interesting. We'll go to a self-propelled model, an engine drive model, a number 10 continuous flow, and then a white top with the fast wrap, as well as a standard white top. 3 of those machines will demonstrate each day also. The self-propelled, the early production one, the aluminum pickup, and the number 10. We left some corn standing last fall. It still looked pretty good this afternoon. I don't know if we get 50-mile-an-hour winds and a bunch of wet snow, what's going to happen. But if there's anything standing, we're going to take a 66 combine with a corn head to the field each day and demonstrate that. There will be a banquet on Saturday night up at the Regency Best Western up at Marshalltown. Norman Swingford will head up that program. We've got some super older style country music entertainment on Friday night. I think you would really enjoy that show. We've also got older type music, not as much country as just Let Me Call You Sweetheart and that kind of stuff. On Saturday night, there'll be 2 shows, an early show and a late show. In other words, one after the banquet is over. And Sunday morning, we'll have a country gospel group that I certainly will enjoy that one too. I do have show flyers over here at the far west end in a box. Take whatever you think you might could use if you'd help us out with that. I do have reminder cards with the dates and telephone numbers here in my pocket if you can use any. I appreciate any help you can give us. I'd like to again invite you to attend. If there's any other questions, well, feel free to ask me. Thank you. Cheryl says, did I say the dates? Thought I did. July 31st, August 1st, and 2nd.
Hi, I'm Jerry Weinheimer. I'm from Central Illinois, Ellsworth, Illinois, and I represent the Central States Thrashing Union in Pontiac, Illinois. And next year will be our 50th show. And we decided as a rule we feature one tractor every year for our show. But this year now, instead of giving somebody some favoritism, we're going to feature every brand tractor this year. We're going to put up a large tent, 120 by 40, and we're going to divide it off into 20 by 25 sections. And like Alice, International, everybody gets a section of that tent for memorabilia or clothing or whatever they want to do. Put in there the clubs if they want to come and put something in. And then all the tractors are going to go out in a radius from the tent. And we thought this would be a little bit different, a little unique to a show, since it's our 50th year. The show is on Labor Day weekend, September 3rd through the 7th. It's a 5-day show. And we also feature a lot of steam engines there. I think last year they had 34 steam engines in this show. We'll have a dyno and a fan. There's thrashing machines. You can go up to a thrashing machine sometime throughout the show if you'd like with your tractor. There might be a little bit of plowing if you'd like to plow. They usually pretty much reserve it for the steam engines, but usually we can figure out you can get a couple rounds in with a tractor if you'd like. Each night there's usually a program of some sort. There's music, a couple nights. They have a tractor pull. This year, we're gonna have an antique and classic pull, plus we're gonna have, it's gonna be kind of the hot rod tractors. There's gonna be a pull of them too, so it's gonna be a little different. There's a horse pull one night. Let's see, trying to think what else we could have. That pretty, it's just general stuff like that. But it's gonna be our 50th show. We're featuring a pickup truck this year, 1948 Ford, that we're gonna have our name and logo, toy pickup we're gonna sell, plus some belt buckles, and just other odds and ends that show memorabilia for our 50th year. We're located at Pontiac, Illinois. It's on Route 55 between Bloomington and Joliet is where approximately where it'd be. And I think that pretty much covers it unless anybody's got any questions. And Cheryl said she would probably publish something in the newsletter about it for us. Well, I'll have my name and James King's name you can get a hold of if you need any further information on this. No, we haven't got our flyers yet. We're supposed to get them next month, but we didn't have any flyers available yet. And I believe that's it, then, and I thank you. And if you're welcome to come to our show, we'd love to have you.
I forgot one minor thing that Cheryl agreed to let me come back up here. In establishing this lineup of tractors, one of every model, you might be interested to know what tractor has given us the most problems to come up with one. I'd say it's maybe one you might not have thought. It's a tractor called a 5045, built in the year 1981. I'd have to get the book out, whether it was built in Romania, but Fiat had something to do with it too. I'd have to study that a minute. 499, I believe, was the production number. And yes, we have two that we can get. One's been altered to make it a sort of a high crop model. We'd rather not use it. Another one, that one's on Minnesota. Another one down by Jefferson City, Missouri, has the grill knocked out of it. We can get that one, no problem. Does anyone know of a 5045 tractor, or does anyone own one? If you do, I appreciate you letting me know. We'd like to find a collector that has one, somebody that's really hot to show it. It isn't that we don't have one, but both of these other ones certainly realize that their tractor isn't as nice as we'd like, and we'd like to find a better one. So if anybody knows of anything, why, let me know. Thank you.
Of course, there's one more show we need to talk about. It's called the Alice Chalmers Days, put on by the Alice Connection, which is Father's Day weekend, June 20th and 21st, and it'll be at Homestead again this year. We will have our Saturday night banquet, and right now we're in the planning stages, so we don't have any concrete activities, but please feel free to bring any and all your tractors. You're all welcome to bring whatever shape they're in, and hope to see you all there. Right now, Doug Schaefer is going to come up and going to present the 5-year pins.
Ain't it great? You didn't have to stand here or sit there and listen to me all night. And I got to eat a full meal for the first time in 6 years. What's that? Yeah, that's why I don't show anymore. Like Cheryl said, this will be a 5-year pin. We are doing it this way because we felt that the first year, 1982, when we organized, we're not counting that as a year, but we are counting it towards the awards. So our problem has been that the first 2 years, when we rolled the membership dates on everyone, we did not keep track, or at least we did not be able to find where we kept track of the who joined in 92 or 93. It always rolled up. Since then, we've kept track of each year. So we've gone back, we've scratched our heads, we've talked to some people, and I'm sure we probably missed some people. So don't embarrassed by that. I want everybody to be included in this, and everybody should be included. So if I don't mention your name or someone who you know that should be included in this 5-year award, please just speak freely and let us know, and we will contact them. And if they are not here, there's a lot of people who aren't here tonight that are 5-year members, and they will be mailed their pins right away. So I'm going to ask my wife, Becky, to come up and help with this. And I'd also like anyone who is here, when I call your name, to please come forward. This is good to have everybody stand behind the club for 5 years or 6 years and be with us through lots of different things. Storms, mudslides practically, torrential rains, the first show in 93, 3 inches of water into the tent that year. Through the tent, under the tent, over the tent, and wind. We've had most everything. So we do appreciate everybody who's been here that long, and this program will continue. Next year, there'll be another 5-year pin to another group. We'll probably go to 10 years for the next round. So stick with us. If you get one this time, stick around for another 5. We'll design a new pin for them. And it'll be even nicer than this one. Okay, put the glasses on, we'll get to business. And please come forward as I name your name. First off, Carlos Best. Carlos. Come right up here, Carlos. Probably grab your pins and then just continue on to the side and continue to stay up here then, please. Norm Beauchard. Bernice Brubaker for her husband Price Brubaker, and they're not here this evening. Dean Byerly. Tom Carlson. Dwayne Christensen. Don Cross. Bill Deppie. John Chamra. Bernard Ringman. Chuck Dornbush. Armand DeYoung. Reed Egger. Alan Furno. Lloyd Furno. Laverne Greif. Henry Grosskruger. Dennis Gudenkoff. Gary Hansel. Don Hartman. Dale Hintz. Richard Hoffman. Larry Holmes. Dwayne Joes. John Kane. Dick Emig. Mark Krause. Armin Lepper. Richard Lintz. Norm McClintock. Bob McKim. Tom O'Brien. Keith Holtruggy. Ernest Riggle. Did I skip your name? Oh, I got it back here. I didn't have them all in alphabetical order, Charlie. Charles Spelgar will get you up here, so I don't miss you then, Charlie. Charlie, I just would kill myself if I forgot you ever. Didn't mean a word there. I thought I'd hear a buzz back there. Now I lost where I was at. Mark Krause, Arnold Lepper, Richard West, Bob McKinnon, let's see. John Russell, Robert Sexton, Clayton Sexton, Leslie Sinkenak, Lyle Sinkenak, Richard Sleekter, Don Stephenson, Merlin Stroner, Dan Voorhees, Lyle Wacker, Kenny Warbus, Charles Whitland, Harvey Zabel. Now, got your thinking caps on? Who did I miss? Well, okay, I'm in here too.
Nancy wants to know if you acknowledge the wives.
No. Do we get to polish the pins?
An apology pin?
Do we get to polish their pins? Is that what we get?
No. Yes, and you're very right on that, and not to have forgotten the wives at all, or spouses, or whatever. We realize and we deeply appreciate all that you do for the club, for promoting the club, for helping your husbands, and being there as support to everyone. And I want to applaud this group of people over here and those out there at the same time. Okay, thank you. Did anybody think of anybody else? Did I miss anybody that is here? Please raise your hand. Okay, if you think of somebody later, just let me know.
I think our voting results are in, and we will,
I know I've been here for 5 years.
Nor will let you know what the results are, and then we will have our speaker that everybody's been so anxiously waiting for.
The three are Armand Young, Chuck Dornbush, and Harvey Zabel.